Everybody, it is your host Cole from Tomorrow's Entrepreneurs. Just wanted to thank you all for listening and for all the support I've been getting from you guys throughout the past couple of weeks. I really appreciate it. It does mean a lot, and it encourages me to create more podcasts. And if there is anybody that you guys want me to talk with on the podcast, definitely send me a DM on Instagram at Cole Husar, and I could make that happen. So thank you for listening to the podcast. And this is When the Sun Comes Up by DazeyLanes. Enjoy the podcast.
I don't wanna be young. Cause anytime the sun comes up, burning a hole in my brain, I don't wanna wait till the 20s are golden again. For now I wanna dance and synchronize choreography across the American Ocean.
All right, welcome to episode 3 of Tomorrow's Entrepreneurs. I got two special guests with me, Connor and Simon from DazeyLanes. How you guys doing?
Hello, guys. Pretty good. Yeah, I just bopped the mic. But we're chilling. Nothing really to do. It's boring. So, we're just working on music all the time.
Happy to have you guys on.
For sure.
So do you guys want to just give a little intro of your guys' DazeyLanes and kind of how you guys started?
For sure, yeah. So, we started out, grade 7 and 8. We were, always talking to each other, yo, what are we trying to be in the future? All these, crazy questions for some reason we were asking in grade 7 and 8. But, in grade 8, we, all sat at a table and we're okay, final decision. What would you be? And then, I remember me and Connor, we both said a DJ, and we're yo, this is crazy. We got to do something together. And then, other people were saying, artists, whatever, all that. And then right after that, we just got, some shitty DJ set off Amazon for, $150, and then, started playing, Martin Garrix, all that. Just watch all the videos. We go on YouTube, we do, Inspect Element, and we changed the name to, a festival show, Martin Garrix at Ultra Music Festival. We put, Story Music. That was our name back then. So we put, Story Music Live at Ultra 2022 just to, amp ourselves and shit like that. Yeah, it was cool. But then, we were messing around with this small $150 DJ set and with, water speakers. It sounded so bad. We didn't know what we were doing at all, but, we started...
Gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah. So we just started learning more and more, and then eventually, we got a better DJ set. Now the one that I have right now has, 2 screens, nice and proper. And then we started doing, school dances in grade 8 for our elementary school. And then through that, we started getting paid, which was crazy. We're yo, we're making money doing what we love. Say less, it was
Was
crazy.
it from sponsorships or the school?
No, it's from the principal. Principal just gave us a paycheck. Yeah, we get an
That's
envelope.
awesome.
It was crazy. Yeah, man.
That must have given you guys a boost of confidence.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So we started doing the Valentine's shows, the Christmas shows, and the funniest thing. So our old DJ at our school, he was DJ Sammy, and he's the guy. What song was it?
The Heaven remix, I think.
Oh, how does it go? Heaven. Oh man,
Yeah, no.
search up DJ Sammy Heaven, and it has 2 million views. It was a bop. Everybody knows it. We can't remember the lyrics right now. But he used to DJ at our school, and then we took over. We started taking his gigs. So that was awesome. That was cool to see. And we were supposed to do graduation, but we didn't. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, DJ Sammy took that from us, unfortunately. But yeah, but that was awesome. And then from there, we went to grade 9. And then that's when we started really broadening out. We started doing stuff at, where was the Revolt's always at? Island nightclub, yes. We never did the Revolt, but we did, our buddy in Hamilton, he threw a show at this place, Island nightclub. And Revolt always did events there. And then that was our first club event, but it was funny. It was so funny because we were DJing the basement the whole night, and there was absolutely no one there, but we were just blasting tunes. We were throwing down the craziest set, and then there'd be the odd drunk people come down. They're just hooking up. It's crazy. But yeah.
So how did that work? Did you DJ the songs that you guys already created, or
No,
did you do it,
back then we were
specifically?
just DJing, and then I'd say about throughout we were producing, but we didn't really get satisfied with anything until about grade 10, 11.
Okay. So you would literally just DJ and
Just
then
DJ mainly, yeah. And then like producing, we started more focusing on more like because we were like DJing was just like came natural at some point, and then we're like, okay, now we got to start making the
yeah,
tunes, you
because
know?
I saw some of some of the songs you guys released on Spotify,
Yeah.
and I rocked with them. Honestly, the Wolves one was the first one I actually listened to. I saw on your story, and it hit me like. This is Wolves by DazeyLanes. That one was
Yeah,
dope.
the best part is all the songs that we have right now. Like we started them like September last year,
Oh,
so
okay.
we have like 30 plus
You
on
just
top of
getting
what's already here, and like
wow.
it's mad. Yeah, like very
I could see
excited.
you really love it, eh?
Yeah, man. No, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, let me go on. So yeah, so we went from Island Nightclub. From there, we're like, okay, clubs are cool, but we need to find like the right scene. So we started making more connections, talking to people, and then we ended up in Hamilton. We started doing clubs on like Hess Village. That's when,
Wow. I had no idea you did all this.
yeah, yeah. It's just like a street where there's just a bunch of clubs. There's Sizzle Koi, a bunch of I can't remember the other names. I think we did the patio of Sizzle Koi. Yeah, we did the patio of Sizzle Koi. That was fun. We didn't get paid, I don't think, but it was still fun because we were underage too. Like I don't think we were supposed to be DJing, but it was fine. And then from there, we like started getting more confidence because we were like DJing for people in like from their 20s to like their 50s, you know? So like we got an idea of like what the crowds want and all that, like the general idea and like how we could influence to that. And then after that, the same people, well, we just started making connections in Hamilton. Then we ended up working with this company, Crown Events. And then that's how we got, what did we do before for them? Did we do anything before Tequila Jacks for them?
Not for crowd events.
No. So like we did this thing for Crown Events, and that was in Toronto. It was the craziest show we've done by far.
Was
The
it big?
craziest. Like yeah. So like they gave us like X amount of tickets to sell, and then we sold all of them. We had like 3 left just for the 3 of us to keep as memory, which was awesome. And then like, bro, it was crazy. Like mid Toronto, like you see all your friends in like the line outside, and then like yeah, it was crazy. And then you just party all night, you know, like you just have a good time, and then you leave the night, and like you get paid, like it's
Yeah,
mind blowing,
man.
you know.
And you love doing it. That's awesome, bro.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
how'd you guys start getting these, like the first few connections? Did you reach out to them?
It's like because in this it's like it's all by experience. Like if you just do the right things, like you just have to find the first step, you know, like you meet that one person who gets you that first,
The connection.
you know, like thing for your portfolio in a way, and then from that you could prove to get the next steps, you know, like, oh, I played this club, so let me play these ones, I'll prove myself, whatever, and then you prove yourself, and then you just keep going.
Yeah, that's great. And then you
Yeah.
got to Toronto.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, like craziest night of my life, like yeah. And then we did I think 2 more events at that club,
Wow.
and then they shut down, unfortunately. They went bankrupt, but whatever happens, you know.
So the studio at our school, I was talking to you a little bit about
Yeah.
that, Simon. How'd you get, or when did you guys first get that? Was it in grade 9 when you guys were in grade 9?
The studio, so we actually started that for our co-op project in grade 11. So for grade 11, we were supposed to go to River 16, which is another studio in Oakville. It's on Spears Road. And our music teacher, Miss Abbott, said, no, I wanted to do a studio at the school for a long time and make a electronic music program kind of here. So
Like as a class?
like, yeah, as a class, you
Oh,
can take music
okay.
and computer music too. Because really, like, the music class was all strings in theory, but then you come to computer music and it's how to program like a synthesizer or something, right?
Or a song, yeah.
Yeah, like how to just quickly make a song like in your bedroom style. So she told us to, even before our semester started, she told us to get a shopping list for what we needed. So Sam and I spent like 2 nights really quick and just got 3 different sets of budgets, like a studio for 500, 1,000, and 1,500. And it was all just like a speakers, a simple interface, and they were providing the laptop. So really, we said at the end of the day, that's all you need to get started, and headphones and a mic, which they had.
Mhm.
So even before our semester started, we had that and we had ordered everything. So we already had our studio before our semester started.
Okay.
So the day that co-op started, sorry, we already had the studio built in one of those small rooms and we were already messing around and making music and stuff. And
Yeah.
her mind was absolutely blown. She was like, wow, like, you guys know what you're doing? Like, I thought this would take like, like 5 days to set up and then figure out how it's working. We said, no, like, this is what we do. Like,
Yeah.
we can set it up, take it down, like, no problem.
So it was just you two?
Yeah. So just us two. And originally it was in the music room, in a small practice room, super small, super
Yeah. And we had
enclosed space. Like,
we had like the lights, and like we'd always like make it seizure mode, and like we just like
yeah, we had like
The
LED
LEDs?
lights going around
Yeah,
the whole,
yeah. Oh my god, that was bad. Like we were in there for like 3 hours a day, and
Yeah, so it originally started in there, and we would record sometimes like the kids playing like the drums outside, or bring someone into the room who's playing guitar and we'd record them. And yeah, with that semester that we had a co-op, we also had guitar class, so we'd ask our guitar teacher to go into the studio and we'd record
So you guys were in there all the time?
all day.
All
Like
day.
it was,
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah, it was so great.
and
Yeah,
it was just crazy to think that if you like at the end of the day, you're like, oh damn, like I need to take like geography or history at school and like do all this stuff. But it's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy to think that's like really you can gear it to how like what you want to do and like where you
Yeah.
want to be. Like,
So you had both those classes in the same semester?
we go to school, we have guitar class, so we go to the studio, make songs with guitar. Next period we have
music class in the music room.
in the music room, and then go to break, and then for the next 2 periods we have co-op in the studio.
Yeah, and that was 5 days a week. Like that
it
was
like,
madness.
it was like work, but
Yeah,
like,
but then
it wasn't
Corona
work.
hit. Corona hit in March, and then
yeah. So and then it was gone so
yeah,
fast.
but then we got it back in September, thankfully.
Yeah. So then this year in grade 12 we did a co-op again, and we redid the studio, but this time in the library. So same
Oh, sick,
stuff.
though.
And since it's only those 2 classes, a quadmester now, we only had the co-op in the studio for our whole first. So
Yeah, I mean, at least you guys still got it.
Yeah, no, it was honestly better.
amazing.
Yeah,
it was
better.
amazing. It was an incredible
Like,
experience
yeah.
too. And now it's staying there, and they're using it for like assemblies and for like virtual assemblies and
Yeah,
recording the announcements. I just helped Miss Barry with that. So
yeah,
the other
no,
music teacher.
it was really cool. And like we just do a bunch of projects for Miss Abbott all the time. She just come and be like, "Yo, can you do this for us?" We're like, "Why not?" Yeah,
That's so
Yeah.
sick. So you guys just got to spend all this time just making,
Yeah.
like producing.
It was
DJing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
so like unbolievable, you know, like
Very
it took it
beneficial
from
too,
here to
very
here, you know,
beneficial.
like
Oh, wow.
yeah,
And you guys just started, you said, with that little like $100 set.
exactly.
Yeah,
$150, like I still have it in my basement. Like it's the worst thing on planet Earth. Like
Yeah.
it's oh my god, it's like made for like 8-year-olds, I swear.
So when did you guys like start releasing the songs?
So like the way it worked, we were releasing like some tunes in grade 8 because like we were just experimenting. Like we thought we were sick because we were just producing. We're like, yo, like we made a song, we're crazy, you know.
A lot of
Yeah,
SoundCloud mixes. A
so much
lot of
SoundCloud mixes. Yeah, some of them blew up though. Like I used to do. There was this thing, DJ Lowy. That was my old like handle on YouTube. It's still there. You can check it out. And I just had like my 2 speakers, and I didn't have my bad DJ set. I had my better one. But like, man, some of them got like 3K out of nowhere, and it's me like 14 years old, just like playing like bangers left and right. It's crazy, yeah. But it's really cool. Like I'd say I'm more grateful that like DJing got me into producing as well, because like producing is just it's something else, you know. Like you just put on headphones and like you just create your own world, you know. Like you want to see like a mountain with like a lake and a sunset, but there's a beach as well, and like your favorite drink, boom. You know.
Straight vibes.
Like speaking on, like also when we started releasing songs now, so now under Daisy,
Oh yeah,
we
flip.
now under Daisy, we really during that studio time, that was like the best we could have got, because that was the time where we can really sit down, and from 8 to 2:40 we are here making music. Like that is what we're here to do. Like you get there and you're so tired and you're like, oh, and you roll over and pick up a guitar, start playing the piano, and you're like, wow, like that sounds nice, like I'm gonna do something with that. Next thing you know, and it's like every day, 5 days a week minimum, you're doing that.
Yeah.
So we probably got a grand total of like 20 songs just from this co-op period.
Yeah.
Just from this, like, yeah, just from this time that we would be willing to release.
Yeah.
Not including like everything else that we went through and said, okay, nah, this is just another thing. Like we have a lot. And so we decided, okay, we're gonna do 2 songs a month, because that's not that bad, but we want to make sure that we have enough that we don't need to stress about it, right? That we're not doing it in the moment. So we release something that we've made that could be like 4 months old now or 3 months old, but like we're just like choosing it out of a thing. So on terms of releasing that, we think like what would go best in a flow that like we express ourselves, kind of like how we're like feeling in a way.
Yeah, it's not necessarily just like, oh, like we think these songs bang. It's also like a matter of like kind of seeing our feed as like an album almost. Like
yeah, just
like
like
just
the
like
whole way down,
making it all
yeah.
correlate with each other, you know, in a way, you know.
Yeah, so I think yeah, like in terms of releasing, like we just want to have enough that we don't need to stress and be like, oh my god, we need a song right this week to say that we can release it, like
Yeah.
for February 10th, like something crazy like that. Like we want to be able to go, okay, you know what, like I think we want to put out this one, like this feels right and
Mhm.
stuff. So,
Yeah, it's always just like it's got to be the gut feeling, you know.
Yeah.
With us, it's always the gut feeling, you know.
yeah.
We can't accept anything else except for that. So yeah, we've been releasing since September 2020. That's when we started. Like we've been working all summer, and then we were like, hey, we need to start. Like we have this idea. Like we came up with DazeyLanes over the summer. We're like, okay, we need to like start really taking this serious. You know, like this is what we truly know, like what we want to do. So we're like, let's go 110%. You know, like it's
So you guys are gonna go at this full time. Are you guys planning to go to any universities?
we were looking at like this program in Montreal for audio, but the problem with that is that it's only 1 year compared to like a university, which is 4 years, which is like more secure in a way. Like I hate saying that because like I truly would want to do like just straight into it, but also like given Corona, I think it's better to just go to like university for a year, like live in res, like try and make connections, meet people, you know,
Yeah.
figure it out. But like I don't know, it really depends. Like see, like we both got into the same university that we want to go to.
Oh, that's
Ottawa.
great.
Yeah, so like I don't know, we'll see.
You guys gonna bring
like
the whole setup with you?
I don't know, that's another thing,
That's the
because
big
we have so
question.
much, like 6
Mhm.
speakers, 2 subwoofers,
I
an
wonder if it
amp.
would fit in res though.
It would not.
That's the thing. Our yeah, Simon's very lucky to have his room studio, and then the concert setup,
The basement
So,
studio.
the basement studio, which is like you can take those speakers and play them at a concert,
Yeah.
like and
You
and,
could-
and it'll be good to hear. Like you'll be good.
Yeah.
So they're huge.
So
They're huge.
Yeah, so it's like that by itself, like just like the basement's like setup and the main studio setup is one full car,
room.
one full
Yeah,
car,
like it's like
and a full room.
yeah.
too.
Like it's gonna be difficult. I don't know. We'll have to
Yeah.
see. Because my brother's in Ottawa too, so we might just live with him and then figure it out. Because he's all in the music over there. So
Oh, is he too? Your brother?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, is he doing the same kind of thing?
Nah, he does more of like the business side of music.
Oh, okay.
More like the management side of things. Yeah. Like he's
Oh,
working
that's
with
cool.
this. Yeah, he's got this record label in Ottawa. They go by PMP Records. Yeah. They're crazy. They're absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a show for them in Ottawa. It was crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool that you and your brother are both into that.
Yeah, man. Cause I don't know something about it. Cause he influenced me into it
Oh,
at a
is that
super young
what it
age.
was?
Yeah, like he just showed me EDM. That was the first music I ever listened to. So like, it's always just been first nature. And then I think it just comes naturally at that point, like EDM, then DJ, and then producer, and then artist. Like
So he kind of inspired you?
I'd say so, 100%. Because like without him, I wouldn't have that.
Yeah. Did you like show Connor, or was Connor already into it?
He was kind of into it, but like he was more in like the very like poppy stuff, like the very like radio station EDM.
Honestly, from the start, I never really listened to music. I will say that. Like, there's a like. I'm definitely not one of those kids that was like so into music as a kid, and I was like, man, like I can like shred piano and stuff. Like, it just wasn't really a thing until I heard my sister showed me Skrillex, Bangarang,
Yeah, see?
or Carioto, one of those songs, and
Yeah,
and then Simon showed me Avicii,
Avicii, yeah.
and then from there you get like Martin Garrix at that time,
Chainsmokers.
and then like the early Chainsmokers was
yeah,
really good.
like we went to a Chainsmokers concert back in grade 7 or 8.
Grade 8,
yeah.
And then from there, like you just like stumble upon like Martin Garrix playing at like Ultra Miami, like something, and
It's just
like,
one
and
thing to
and
another.
It's the, like
Yeah.
the craziest thing you see it. And I remember Simon showed me this video called it's the music video by Martin Garrix called Forbidden Voices, and that was like wow, because the whole music
goosebumps.
video is the whole music video
Insane.
is him growing up. So it literally shows him like a video of him 14 years old with a DJ set, and then by the second drop it's like him playing the biggest show in like a football stadium, and it's packed. So it's like one of those, and it's like wow,
Yeah.
like you
Gets
can
you
really
thinking, right?
kind of do
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
exactly.
it's like you can kind of really just do it if
Yeah,
you
man.
wanted, like do it. So
And I wish a lot more people realize that too. Like it's like everything's so malleable,
Yeah, no,
like-
I completely agree.
It's all like you, like
it's how you perceive it, and what you want
Exactly.
to do with it. Like it's yours to it's your blank canvas to really go.
Literally.
At.
Yeah, exactly. That's just such a good way to put it, a blank
Yeah.
canvas.
yeah, man.
Because it's like, if you know you want to do something, why short yourself and do something that you think, oh, this is more safe or something? Just go for what you want. And
Exactly.
the fact that you guys know exactly that you want to do
Yeah.
this, and you're pushing into it, and you guys got that studio in the school, that is so cool. You guys had all that time to, bro, that is,
Cheers,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, but I'd say like people just gotta they gotta take the first step of wanting to look for what they love, like it's always just the first minor thing, because like it all just starts growing exponentially, once you start.
you kind of got to think with a blank canvas. You got to think, if there's just one thing I want to do, you can't really think about the money side of it. You got to think like, what do I want to do? And then from there, like you
Exactly.
said, it grows, right? You get
Boom.
things on top of
And
everything.
it just expands. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, like they say like the more you know, the more you don't know. So like it's just ever expanding,
Ever expanding, like the universe.
It's interesting. It's some next stuff, but like I'm kind of going crazy.
So tell me about your guys' live streams.
Live streams, yeah. So like we were just kind of sitting around doing nothing. Like we were like, yo, like we
Yeah,
should
that's just
maybe like get on the decks again. Like we haven't DJ'd since summer or anything. So like we're like, okay, why not?
Been a while.
Yeah, so like we took 3 days. We just like downloaded a bunch of tunes that we were listening to like in the moment, and we're like, okay, like we know like people like this, because like I don't know, we'll play a lot of different music in front of a lot of different people. Like be it a car, be it a show, be it whatever, just to like see what would work with what, you know? So like we get this creative music that's just what we like, but what people like, and then we're like, okay, let's get to it, and then we just start ripping
Yeah.
it.
It's also just funny to see because it's like, wow, like the last mixes we did and posted were the ones that we did back in grade 8 on our small little DJ
Yeah.
set, like $150.
So like we haven't done like the video mix setup in ages.
Yeah, that was
3
only
years.
like SoundCloud audio, but it's just funny to see like, okay, now like we've played all these clubs and stuff. Now like we actually know what we're doing. Kind
Yeah.
of.
And it was really cool. Like we did one set where we had 2 DJ sets at once. So we had mine and then we had Connor's. So we could play 6 tracks at once if we wanted to. So yeah. So that was a lot of fun. That was actually it turned out way better than I thought it would. I thought it'd be a like complete shit show. But
Yeah.
You guys planned something for that?
Not really. We just had some tunes and we're like, okay, we know how to make this work. Let's just see if it'll work.
Yeah, it was kind of just
Yeah.
he kind of just told me, hey, bring your set over, we're gonna mix too, and like we're gonna put them
I wanted to
together.
have fun. Like we had like
see
a
what we can
laptop
do,
stand and like my DJ set was here, his was right under. So it was like a spaceship. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was
It's
kind of
absolutely crazy. Yeah.
How did you guys learn to do all that stuff, like with the keys and, you know, just the whole DJ producing thing in general?
Everything. It's all been our YouTube,
internet,
internet
are your biggest
internet.
friends.
Yo, don't pay for anything. You can literally just
And,
figure
like,
it out.
Anything you want is on the internet
Yeah.
for free.
And it's also like a matter of like work ethic and like motivation, all that. But like in the end, it's like the knowledge is there. It's your choice of how bad do you want to go and get it and figure out all these things, you know? And like you just figure out the right keywords, the right things to research, and then you find your answers, you know? So yeah.
Yeah,
And it just came from a lot of mistakes too. Like we played some dumb shows. Like, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it.
yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I don't want to talk shit though. Like I can't.
Which one?
What's another one though?
No, but we've just had some like silly encounters and stuff. Like we're just like something messes up and just something goes wrong, and you learn like, oh my god, I cannot do this. Like I need to keep this. Like whatever. Like just.
Or like you just like you never know what it feels like till you're there. You know, like
Give me an example.
like when we were playing Toronto, for example, like Tequila Jacks, like when it was all our friends, like we're like, yo, we sold all the tickets, like we have our set ready. This is our first time using like professional DJ sets too. Like we had no idea what the fuck was going on. They had their own DJ set there. Did we replace it or Gourds came in? Gourds was there for the first one.
For the first ones, and that's because
so they had the 2000. Okay, so there's the CDJ 2000, and
on
then
the left,
and then there's
CJ 750 on the right.
Yeah. So the CDJ 750, you can't like see certain lines on it, or like what was the you can't see the song. It's all by ear.
They don't.
But on the newest one, you could see the song. It's not all by. It's hard to describe, but like
they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Basically, at this point, it was like, oh my god, these are actually here in front of us and not just like on a screen or something, right? Like we're actually using them. I was so nervous, and it was like, wait, like, am I sure I know what like this does or something? And it was just.
And there was so many like levers behind us and switches. Like
they had the whole
all these buttons
behind us and like 2 big fans. So it's just like
I think we started playing and we're like, why isn't anything playing? They're like, turn on the amps.
Just
boom, boom, boom,
it was
boom,
a crazy setup.
hit like 20 switches.
So it was like way more than you guys expected.
Like we just didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So like we were kind of like, oh my god, like this is really happening, you know?
So Toronto, was that your first like real big like show?
I'd say so. That was our first like proper show. But yeah,
for sure.
Like we were planning to do a bunch of stuff in 2020, but like it didn't shape out
because of
But it's whatever. Like once it's all out, then it'll be all in, you know. So
you want to give a story of one of your shows, one of your preferred shows?
Fisher was third.
Okay.
Fisher Price.
so we were DJing at Tequila Jack's Crown Events. When is this? 2019?
Yeah.
It has to be 2019. Sometime 2019. And this is in Toronto when we were with the Crown Events people. And so we were DJing there. This is our third time DJing there. And when we got there, there was this other DJ. He goes by the name of DJ Fisher Price. And so he's from Toronto. Good guy mix as
Great
well.
guy.
Everything.
Awesome.
Like nice. Good buddy to have like beside us for the nights, right?
Oh yeah,
All
no,
right.
he was an awesome
good, he's
co-DJ.
Oh,
And,
okay. So you guys were kind of doing it together. You guys were like.
It was kind of like he was on, and then when he was off, we were on. When we were off, he was on.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'd go for like 20-30 minutes, and we'd go find him at the bar or something.
Yeah.
Yo, Fisher, like
You're
wanna
on.
hop on. He'd go, all right, give me 5 minutes, like play 2 more songs, and we'd play a couple more songs, and
Yeah.
he'd walk up and he'd go, all right, like take it easy, like I'll come and find you when like I want to switch or something, right? We're like, all right, like sounds good. So it was really chill. And my older sister was there, and she brought some of her friends, and a bunch of our friends were there too. So it was just like all around,
was a
like
great
really
vibe,
fun.
yeah.
Like it was just nice. Like a whole bunch of other like random people, right? Because it's a club on like a Friday night or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just remember so now we go, hey Fisher, like want to take over, and he starts playing like some fun songs, and we go over to the back, and my sister and her friend got bottle service, so they have 3 different bottles, and we're like just sitting there in bottle service, and it's like, wow, like all of our friends are here, like we're just
Yeah, no,
like
that's a
sitting in, like,
magical
the
moment.
VIP section
Yeah.
of this like club,
Yeah,
and we're-
that's like in the that's in the solid memory book in
and
my head, you know.
it's like if yeah.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Just you two
Yeah.
together
Bro, like-
there. You're like, yo, we're here right now.
yeah,
That's
And
like,
awesome.
it's
you-
like we're not even supposed to be here, but we're DJing, so we're allowed to be here.
Yeah.
Like, we're just like
like
we're
we're
just
part of the
cooling it,
team, so
yeah.
like it doesn't matter. Yeah, like, and you don't realize these things till after, you know. Like in the moment, you're like, okay, whoa, like this is pretty like
it was
like
just crazy.
it was just
like, wow,
surreal,
like-
you know. And then after, you're like, you wake up the next morning, you're like, yo, yesterday was fucked.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
and it's really one of those things. Like you go back to like that Forbidden Voices music video, and you think you're like, wow, like I'm actually playing in a club now. Like you're
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
like you're making steps all of a sudden, and you remember
Like-
like all like now that you remember like
Like, it's
I remember
proving
sitting
itself.
in grade 8, like second break, I'm on my phone making music on the mobile version of the software I have on my computer. It's like you remember that, and you're like, wow, like we're playing here, and yeah, we just played our song and just snuck it in there for like a minute and a half, and then everyone was going crazy to it. So that's
Yeah.
like crazy.
No,
too.
no, like playing your song and playing
Yeah,
your
yeah,
song
like
and
we-
seeing
yeah,
like
when you
a
play
mass
your
amount of
songs,
people
and
go
yeah,
crazy,
that
it's like
was- yeah,
it's
some
like-
of those are crazy.
it's like boom.
Yeah, so definitely that
It's a
one with
bust.
Fisher, and just sitting there and seeing everything and being like, wow, like
How many people would you say were there?
I think they said like 300
300.
to like 250, 300.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the
It was a
biggest place
small
either,
ass
so
club.
it was pretty small.
Oh, so it was
Yeah.
packed.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I remember,
pretty
yeah,
packed.
the
Not like
First 2 nights were
cramped,
packed,
but it was.
but then
it
they
was
started
good.
getting bankrupt.
Yeah, then it just it was falling apart.
It
we'll
was.
say.
The club was falling apart.
was
But
a-
it was
it was a
it was
sketchy
beautiful.
place.
It was beautiful. That was the art of it, you know? Like
Yeah.
That sounds like such a great experience.
it was.
Yeah.
It truly was.
And then looking back on it, like, dude, you guys must have been like looking up to that moment when you would finally be able to do it in like a club, right?
Yeah, we
Oh,
did
for
it.
sure,
Like
for sure.
it still doesn't process, you know? Like
Oh,
even
not
telling
at
you
all.
it's like, wow, like
I
what am
know,
I
yeah,
saying?
you even think about, like,
It's just going up, you know? Like it just keeps proving itself, you know? Like now we're with this event company, they're called Six Social. And then we're gonna be doing events through them in Toronto and all over the place. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Dude,
gonna
that's
be mad.
awesome. That sounds.
Yeah, man.
oh, wow. Those kind of moments are the best, when you're there. You wake
Yeah.
up the next morning, you're like, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like you don't think it can happen, but it does,
Yeah.
you know?
I think it's great that you guys are loving what you're doing and you're having so much
Yeah.
fun. You're
Oh,
making money
yeah.
from it. Like,
Bro, like we just want
Yeah.
people to like see it through our
bro,
like,
I feel it.
perspective,
The
you know?
wolves, bro, I felt it.
Because it's possible, you know, like we were just like some grade 8s, you know, we were just some grade 7s. Like you look in a classroom, like you pick 2 people and like that was us, you know, like
Yeah.
just some random people. And then now like, yeah, like just do it. Nike.
Right. Yeah, I think like another one of those big moments like was Simon's brother would always drive us. Any club we had, like his name's Phil. Phil's driving us, period.
Yeah.
Like anything we have, he's the one there. And it was always like, manager, like, we have a show in 30 minutes, like sound check starts in 30 minutes, it's in downtown Toronto, like we need to go.
Yeah.
And we're like, just like, he's like flying across the highway, was not speeding, and
Not
he's
Not
going,
speeding.
and Simon's on aux, and I can see him like with the phone in his hand, and he's like bouncing.
Bro,
to
but I'm
music in the
shaking because
car.
I'm shitting myself.
like,
but I'm
and-
like,
Yeah, and I sit there, and I have like the 3 bags beside me that all have laptops, and I'm like feeling, I have my USBs and stuff, and you look
oh,
out,
the whole drive,
and
you're
it's
checking
like-
your bag.
yeah, and then I remember this so clearly one time, and you look out, and it was like the most insane like sunset ever. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of like
It's just those
purpley and
little
just thing, and I
moments,
was
you know?
like, and it was exactly one of those like, we're actually going, like,
You're just like you're in the moment. You're like, holy.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're there, and then you're like, wow, like it looks like I'm in heaven right now.
Yeah.
Like it is just so surreal outside, and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to my show. Like,
Yeah, like it's,
oh
but like
God.
the thing is, it's
Yeah,
as
it was
like
crazy.
it's heaven, but it's hell, you know. Like,
Well, because then that just brings a whole adrenaline rush on you.
Exactly.
And then you're,
and in the bigger picture, like
yeah.
these good things won't come unless you like make them happen, you know.
Yeah. So you definitely have to work. It was not.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was not just I
Oh, yeah.
want to go to a club. I'm going. To
Oh
a
hell
club.
no, bro.
It was many
Bro.
nights
Headaches.
up until 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Mountain
Moving-
Dew, Doritos, like
Just
passing out on the laptops, bro. You name it.
Bro, but that was what probably makes it feel even that much better, right?
It does, yeah. Because it's
100%.
just like a relief. It's a weight off your shoulders. Like it's working, you know. Like
Yeah.
It's doing
thank the
something.
Lord.
You can work. You can work at it.
yeah.
Where do you
Sure.
guys see yourselves in, say, like 5 years? Maybe once you're out of university or the program. It's like the most generic question, but I love the question because it really, like, I don't know. I feel like people, you want a vision where you want to be, you want to manifest it most, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but 5 years from now, whew, I really hope Corona isn't a thing so that we can play shows. But we don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. 5 years, I really hope we've made something of it. We really like actually.
Well, you're on that journey
I
right
don't know.
now.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. I really just want to be able to like live, not like, yeah, like live off it. Like just make music. That's all I want to do, you know? Like, I just want to, in 5 years, that's all I want to be doing, you know? Just
That's
wanna-
great. You want to be doing exactly what you're doing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think in
Like, just
like
carving it towards this, you know?
yeah, I think the really like the big thing is just to like at the end of the day, like waking up and like going to co-op at 8 a.m, like it didn't suck. Like at the end of
Yeah,
the day,
we
it
loved
was like we loved it, like every second, like waking up and lugging speakers across and like a piano like down the hallway, like across the school. Like it was like, man, I love carrying this. I'll carry it all day. I'll carry it
Yeah.
back to my house if I want.
Literally.
Like I'll walk the whole way.
And like, I'll plug these cables in all day,
So
you know?
it's like anything like just related to that at all was just so like satisfying and fun to do that it was like, I think like any way that we can manipulate it and add something to DazeyLanes, like as long as we can just like live off that comfortably and not
you know,
it's like beyond any means, but just live comfortably off it. Like, I
Literally.
think that's like all that really needs to be done. Like as long as you can just have fun with it, because it doesn't seem like work. It's just
yeah,
a fun thing to do.
Yeah, work definitely shouldn't seem like work.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like, bro, we're here, you know? Like,
Yeah,
we
you got the
one of-
DazeyLanes little pop thing. What is that? Little
Yeah.
wind-
Shout out Natalia.
Like we want to show like it's like Sam and I aren't like the most like we're not the craziest guys in town, whatever. Like we're just two random guys that just said, okay, we
You're just
want-
doing what you love.
Exactly.
like, we wanna
we're not
show,
trying to
like,
prove
like-
shit. Like, we're just
Well,
being
like,
ourselves.
Like at most, like we want to prove that you can do this. You can just be
Yeah.
two random people and just do it like that. Don't have like extraordinary talent coming out of your head, like just
Like you said,
crazy
it's all on
stuff.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Right?
Exactly. Like we opened up our software when we first got on our laptops and we said, oh my god, I want to quit right now. This is
Yeah,
so
no.
much. This is so
We-
intimidating. And
we
you-
wanted
and you
to
sit there
run.
and you sit there and you spend an hour a day at bare minimum and you just click stuff and you just press random stuff to figure out what
It's
it
all
does.
like, you figure out, you look at one thing, you make the knob go one way, you see what it sounds like, you make it go the other way, you see what it sounds like,
It's
and you do that
adjusting
with
every
everything,
single thing.
and then
it's
you just
going
figure
through
it out.
Trial and error.
everything.
and then it's
exactly, and you spend like
Hours.
literally countless
Hours.
hours sitting there and messing with stuff, and then at the end of the day, like Sam and I can just walk up to the laptop without like anything, just no speakers, no interface, no mic, no keyboard, and just make a quick song, and then that's that. Like it.
So you guys are like really comfortable with it now.
Oh yeah. We see FL Studio. We're like,
but then only so much, right? Because
Ready
going
to
back
eat.
to that, the more you know, the more you don't know. Like,
yeah,
you open up one thing and you're like, really? Like what is this?
Yeah.
What is this thing?
because
So,
one solution leads to another problem.
yeah.
So it's just a matter of learning how to deal with that.
But
notion.
then that's like also the whole fun thing. It's like you don't know what's gonna happen
Exactly.
if you do this thing, and if you turn this knob and
Yeah,
put
you almost
this
want the
sound on
problems.
it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you all of a sudden you have this weird thing, and I think the craziest feeling, especially when you're making music, is when you make something and you're like, I haven't heard anything like that. That just sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, that sounds cool. And it's
And then you try it, like you show it to people, and then they say the same thing. You're like, okay, we're on to something.
yeah, getting confirmation is definitely great. But
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like I'd say that like the thing with us is like I don't know. Like we see that like the music is always so, like good, but like to us like the newest project will always be like our worst at the same time. Like our best project will be our worst at the same time. We'll be like it can always be like Elon Musk
Something
level, you
more,
know,
yeah.
like we could take it to the like
yeah,
boom,
some
you know,
crazy
like
stuff. Yeah.
exactly. So like we always want to keep a like high expectation and like low.
That's good.
Like
I think that's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we don't want to like we want to gas ourselves. We don't want to like be like oh my god like you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like doing with this podcast. You know, I put it on a blank canvas. I thought, what do I want to do? And I thought to myself, you know, I really like talking to people and learning about like what they do. And honestly, like from this, I learned so much. And I had no idea that you guys did the shows and stuff like that, bro. Like
yeah.
now I'm so interested in that. I think it's like
Thank you, man. Yeah. And like, thank you. Yeah, and you give us the opportunity to express ourselves because we never had this opportunity to like say all this stuff to like on a podcast. You know, like we've had like
Yeah,
little
of
friend
course.
groups just be like, "Yo, what happened here?" All that. But like, we never had this chance. So like, I'm glad. I'm very grateful that we could do this because this is fun as shit. Like, I brought my guitar up here, bought the neon sign, set up the mic in my room. Like, yeah, man. And I got my like, you're hooked up to my studio right now. Like, I got my interface right here.
is this where you do everything? Is this where the magic happens?
This is one half of where the magic happens. The other half's in the basement. It's just studio quality speakers with the biggest subwoofer and like no aesthetic to it. It's just pianos and laptop and speakers.
You rip it like so loud.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Bro, my parents they'll leave. Like they'll intentionally leave. They're like, "Son, we're going to walk so that you can play music."
Yeah, like when we used to go crazy, she'd come down and say, okay, before anyone leaves the basement, you guys are picking up the shoes from the shoe rack, and they had a little like wall of shoes in the
All the shoes
in
would
the
fall.
basement. and all the shoes would fall off, and it was just a
We had to do
pile
it
of
every
shoes.
time we hung out. We had to pick up all
Yeah,
the
like,
shoes.
It was like
They
finished
would
playing
fall
music, right?
off.
yeah,
they'd
from the
fall
shoe
off
rack.
the shelf, like because
And the glasses.
subwoofer is so big, and she
Yeah.
said the glasses would shake.
The glasses are
upstairs, and
always shaking
the
still.
plates a bit, yeah.
Because like in the basement got like a little bar and then like I'm just producing like at a low volume. This thing's just vroom, 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 like
Yeah, it's,
destroying my house.
a big setup.
When you guys did your first shows, did you bring those or did they provide for you?
We would rent, and then we would we would just rent mainly. Unless-
for forced show we would
Like for the early
house
school
parties,
gigs.
house
House
parties.
parties were
house parties were a big
house parties.
Yeah.
We'd bring our own setup. We had a lot of fun at those.
those were fun.
Those were the
Those
best.
were
Like,
fun.
bro, like we would do like
some of them were
it was sick because like we were in like grade 10 or grade 11.
grade 10.
Grade 10 was
Grade
Miko's
10.
grade 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so grade 10, like we were like DJing for like the people in grade 11, which was awesome because like it was just sick being surrounded by those people and like they had a crazy community going.
Yeah, there was everyone there.
So it was awesome. Yeah, like Six Forever was there. Like they're like, "Yo, play a song. Like we'll rap on top of it like that." So we played it and they were
No way.
rapping. Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Anything else you guys want to, tell the viewers, explain anything?
I don't know, like, well, we haven't really like announced much with the like newest stuff. So like the newest stuff is coming. It's gonna be crazy. It's the craziest stuff we've ever came out with. Craziest collaborations. Like we got a bunch of people we're working with.
Yeah.
And we're just excited, and like we're happy that everybody's like loving what it is so far, because it's all been us, like we make the cover art, we make everything from the ground up, like it's all raw. So like I'm glad that people can fuck with that, and like we're only gonna take it up from here.
So if people wanted to find you,
yeah, just at DazeyLanes everywhere.
DazeyLanes everywhere.
DazeyLanes everywhere.
Keep it simple.
All around.
Yeah, man. Nice and simple.
Thank you guys both so much for coming on. I know this took like a few days to like set up, but
No, it was whatever.
No, it's okay. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
man,
man.
for sure.
Cheers. This is so much fun.
Yeah,
it was great.
Thank you. It was our first interview, first
First podcast.
everything.
So like this is cool too, because now we're
Yeah.
thinking like, oh shit, we're having a podcast.
Yeah. See, and
Yeah.
that's the thing.
It's
It's
back to what we're talking about,
Yeah,
Exactly.
see, now for any other thing, like for any other like thing we should like have with any people, we can say, yeah, we've done shows and a podcast and stuff.
There
Like
you
it's
go.
just, and it's just one connection. They're like, oh, like you've done a podcast, and it's not the biggest thing, sure. Like it's just like it's your pod. It's not like the Zach whatever his name is show. It's just a nice like community podcast helping everyone out, and it's like, yeah, we've done a podcast. Like that's cool. Like it's one small step, like us DJing in our basement. Like we're doing a podcast. You're helping out. We're helping out. Like it's great.
Yeah, man. And I'm glad we could
It's
be
building
transparent as
connections,
fuck too, which is awesome.
100%. Thank you guys so much. It was a great time.
No problem, man. Have a
Of
great
course,
one.
man. Thanks for having
Have
us.
a great night.